peppers, quiet peppers. Wouldn't you like to be a pepper too? They're saluting peppers, tooting peppers.
I'm a pepper man.
Wouldn't you like to be a pepper too? Being a pepper, dream like a pepper. Ask a neighbor.
State Farm is there. Double your pleasure, double your fun with double good double mint gum.
Wouldn't you really rather have a Buick than any other car this year?
See the USA in your Chevrolet. America is asking you to call.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware man. Flop, flop, fizz, fizz, oh, what a relief it is.
I am stuck on Band-Aid, 'cause Band-Aid stuck on me. Brill cream, a little dabble do ya. Brill cream, you look so debonair. Brill cream, the gals will all pursue ya. They'll love to get their fingers in your hair.
When you say bud, you tell the world you know what makes it all the way. When you say bud, you say you care enough to only want the king of beers. There is no other one, there's only something less, because the king of beers is leading all the rest. When you say Budweiser,
You've said it all.
aren't you glad you used dial? Aren't you glad you used dial? Aren't you glad? Aren't you glad you used dial? Aren't you glad?
Benson and Hedges 100.
Kentucky Fried Chicken. If you want Kentucky Fried Chicken, you have to visit me.
The same game will be getting started here in 5 minutes. 5 minutes to the same game. The same game will be getting started here in 5 minutes. 5 minutes to the same game.
Day-to-day living. One thing stands out as a completely unique experience.
The same game will be getting started here in 5 minutes. 5 minutes to the same game.
One thing stands out as a completely unique experience.
The same game will be getting started here in 5 minutes. 5 minutes to the same game. The same game will be getting started here in 5
How do you handle a hungry man? The manhandlers. One of the manhandlers is Campbell's vegetable beef.
The minute you walk in the joint, you're right in style when you're in Muriel's company.
taste fine tobacco.
Sky up above, river below, it's a rocky old trail all the way. Then a viceroy smoke for the taste that's right, right any time of the day.
Come to where the flavor is. Come to Marlboro Country.
Fly the friendly skies of United.
Stronger than dirt, New Ajax. Laundry detergent is stronger than dirt.
Meow Mix comes in 2 varieties.
Look at the coffee as it gets darker and stronger. Maxwell House coffee tastes as good as it smells every time.
You'll feel better in the clothes you trust you will like.
60 seconds till same game. 60 seconds until the same game.
Here's to good friends. Tonight is kind of special.
Hey, where you been? Well, it wasn't easy getting tickets for this game. Hey, Bob. Eddie, I know exactly what I want. I want the biggest steak you got and a bottle of Lowenbrow. Steak and Lowenbrow. Dolan, you're a genius.
If you've got the time, we've got the beer, Miller Beer.
Here comes the king, here comes the big number one. Budweiser beer, the king is second to none. Just say Budweiser, you've said it.
It's the same game. If you like the match game, then you'll like the same game, because it's the same game with a different name, the same game. And please welcome your panelists, Amy Gray, Eric Darrow Worthley, Julie Sinkoff, Randy Hunt, Chris Pearson, Chris Crotty, and your contestants tonight, Steve Corning, Gigi Lascaretz, and I'm your host and announcer tonight, Matthew Russell. Welcome everyone to the same game. Welcome everyone to the same game. We're glad to have you all here. The panelists know how the game is played. The contestants know how the game is played. And now it's time for you to find out how the game is played. This is our first show of 2021, so I'm going to call this the Same Game 21 in honor of Match Game 76. So how it works is 2 contestants will be playing and trying to come up with the same answers to different prompts from our panelists, of a panel of improvisers from around the U.S. And at the same time, competing for a charity of their choice, because the winner tonight gets half of the funds that we raise donated to a charity of their choosing. And if you would like to donate, go ahead and check out the links and information in the description of the video. You can go to tinyurl.com/FresnelTheater-donate, PayPal at info@FresnelTheater.org, or Venmo us at Fresnel Theater. That would be great if you could, because the more money we raise through there, the more money that goes to the charities of choice. But without further ado, let's meet our contestants tonight. Coming all the way from Portland, Oregon, it is Gigi Lascaretz. How you doing, Gigi?
I'm good. We finally had all our snow melt.
Oh, you finally had all your snow melt. Ours started to melt here in Maine today. How long has it been snowing there in Oregon?
It only snowed a a few days, but it stuck around another few for everybody. And there's just little pockets of snow in weird places.
Now it says here that you're a textile artist, and you have a product called Helmuffs. What are Helmuffs, and what is a textile artist?
Well, I make pretty items from textiles, but they're not clothing necessarily. Helmuffs, for example, are ear covers for a bike helmet to keep your ears warm, especially for all those commuters. And I make them out of upcycled wool and flannel.
Awesome. When you speak flannel, you're speaking mine, Eric, and Randy's language there. Thank you so much, Gigi. For more information, Gigi, go ahead, and if you could, toss a link to where we could find information about this into the comments of the Zoom, and I will make sure to get that posted in the comments of the video as well. And speaking of cold areas, coming to us all the way from Norway, Maine, is Steve Corning. How you doing, Steve?
I'm doing great. Our snow has not even begun to melt, so that's where I'm at.
Yeah. So how far away are you from Portland, Maine? Because I live in South Portland.
Yeah, so it's about an hour, like to the west-ish, northwest-ish. Okay. Yeah.
So now it says here that you're a variety performer and you go by Showtime Steve.
That's right. Yeah, that's actually my full-time job. I started out of high school, started juggling, then later on learned, all kinds of other stuff, balancing large things on my face, contortionism, mentalism, escape artistry, just a little bit of everything. And I have a show I tour with called Showtime Steve, and I just do a little bit of all that craziness all over the country.
Wow. Now, it also you have a new podcast from Balderdash Academy, which we have been has been a wonderful partner of ours in the past. What is this podcast? Tell us about it.
Yeah, of course. So Balderdash Academy is currently on a hiatus of our main show. So I figured kind of during that time where the main show isn't coming out regularly, we do kind of a spin-off show. So it's hosted by myself and also the lovely Randy Hunt, who I'm sure you're vaguely familiar with. And every episode, that was good, Randy. Every episode we'll have on a guest, a friend of ours or a fellow entertainer or someone that's been a guest on our show before, and they will face off head to head in some trivia against one of our faculty, so one of our regular panel. And basically the idea is to see if our guests are more intelligent than a fake professor.
So it's probably easier than are you smarter than a fifth grader, because I'm assuming that fake professors fifth graders might have a little bit different right now.
Yeah, no, I think you're right about that. Yeah, I think our average IQ is lower than that of a fifth grader. Yeah, I think that's fair.
So if you have a link or how we can find out more information about that, also you can send it to the chat of Zoom and I'll make sure it gets posted with the video as well.
I can just tell you real quick for my stuff, showtimesteve.com and then balderdashacademy.com. But yeah, I'll put it in the chat as well.
Okay, and we also have gigishandiwork.com. I was going to say Gigi Shandiwork, but that's just because I'm craving beer and lemonade. So without further ado, let's go ahead and let's get started. Gigi, you won the fake coin toss. That totally happened. So you're going to get to go first in our first game. What question would you like? Would you like question A or question B?
Question B, please.
Question B. All right. Here we go. Over the weekend, New Jersey became the 14th state to legalize recreational cannabis. To celebrate this, the newest strain is called Jersey Blank. That's right. 14th state to legalize recreational cannabis is New Jersey. Just happened over the weekend. And to celebrate this, the newest strain is called Jersey Blank. I usually have follow-up questions to things like this about pop culture and your ties to it. But since this is streamed publicly and I don't know what states do and don't and what jobs you do and don't have, no follow-up questions will be brought here.
It's legal in Oregon, so. It has been.
And in Maine.
So
and
many
also
of us
Jersey.
Are
You could ask if she's a
So
fan
we're all
of New
fine.
Jersey, but that's controversial as well.
All right, it looks like our panelists have themselves all set up here, and let's go ahead. Gigi, to you. New Jersey became the 14th state to legalize recreational cannabis. To celebrate this, the newest strain is called Jersey Blank. What do you have, Gigi?
Jersey Shore. Got to be
The
Shore.
Jersey Shore. Jersey Shore. Let's go ahead and let's start off in my upper right hand. The Queen of Jersey herself, Julie Sinkoff. How you doing, Julie?
I'm doing well, thanks, Matt. I am from New Jersey, which is the Garden State, the Jersey Garden.
Jersey Garden. No same there, but that's fine. You still have 5 other people you can same with. Let's go to Eric. Eric.
I went for the Jersey Burn Pipe.
The Jersey Burn.
Nice. Oh, that's so good.
Amy
I
and
wish I wrote
Sasha.
that. We said the Jersey Chore. It's a chore to get up off the couch.
We'll snake our way around to Randy Hunt.
We were on the same wavelength, Gigi. The Jersey Score.
Oh, the Jersey Score. So close and yet so far away, but you still have 2 people you could possibly same with. Let's go to Mr. Chris Pearson. What do you have written down?
I've also been to Jersey. It's great. I love it there. I wrote Jersey Shore. I'll smoke that.
Let's check with the judges. Yes, they're giving you a same there.
Yay.
So in the second round of this game, you will not be able to match with Chris Pearson, but you can still match with the other people. And maybe you won't get to match with Chris Crotty. Chris Crotty, what'd you write down?
Well, I feel better she has a match about my answer then. I said the Jersey, what are you gonna do, be?
Yep.
All right, so you did get one same there, Gigi. So you're on the board with 1 point. We're going to go over to Steve. Steve, you're going to go ahead and get question A from round 1 in this. So here's your question, Steve. Coca-Cola has recently released a coffee-flavored version of their beverage. To compete, Pepsi has released a cola flavored with blank. Coca-Cola has released coffee-flavored Coca-Cola. To compete, Pepsi has released a cola flavored with blank. Steve and Gigi, do you there's that big debate of Coke versus Pepsi. Which do you prefer?
I'm a Pepsi in a glass bottle with the actual sugar cane.
Oh, okay. Steve, what about you?
Oh man, depends on the time of year. Summertime, I'm a Pepsi guy. Wintertime, I'm a Coke guy. It's I don't know. I'm one of those freaks that goes both ways.
You're not a freak if you go both ways. Follow your truth. And
More visibility.
Yeah. So it looks like everybody else is starting to finish up here. And as I walk myself out of that awkward comment, let's go ahead and start with Chris Crotty this time around. Chris Crotty, we'll be coming to you in a second, but first we're going to Steve for his answer. So Steve, Coca-Cola recently released coffee-flavored Coke. To compete, Pepsi has released a cola flavored with what?
I went with Bath sea salts.
Oh, Bath sea salts flavored cola. Chris, what did you write down?
Well, I've never been a big fan of the Pepsi company. I think they copy a lot of things. So I said their new flavor is Coke flavored, coffee flavored Coke flavor.
It's a Coke flavored coffee. That's right, a Coke flavored Pepsi. Chris Pearson, what did you write down?
Yep.
I wanted to match this round again, but I didn't. As a child of the 90s, I remember one of their best marketing schemes, which was, of course, Crystal Pepsi. So I wrote Crystal Pepsi Meth.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah, that's the flavor.
You get one has Coke, one has meth. That's how it works. Randy, what about you?
Well, for as good as my answer was in the other question, this is a horrible answer, and I said tea.
tea.
Mm.
Compete with, really gets that international market, right?
Yeah, I'll drink it.
So Steve, we still don't have any Bath sea salts
No.
flavored colas yet, but we're gonna go to Amy and Jaja. What did you write down, Jaja?
Good news. Chai.
Oh, chai. Pepsi chai. Also my favorite character from Hunter versus Hunter.
Nice.
Eric.
Try it. You'll like it.
Yeah. Try it. You'll like it. Eric, what did you write down?
Espresso.
Espresso flavor. And Julie, finally to you.
Yeah, I did match, but it was with Chris Crotty. Coca-Cola.
So far, Chris Crotty is in the lead. No, so Steve, you don't have any sames there, but you will get to go first in our next round. But before we do that, let's go ahead and let's check in with our panelists. It's been a while. Jaja, how are you, my friend?
I'm good.
You look great. How have you been dealing with the cold weather there in Portland, Oregon?
Well, I pretty much just stay in my closet.
Okay.
That's where monsters hang out, Not much snow in there. Mothballs.
I mean, if they're
gross.
Oh, well, I mean, would you prefer the mothballs or the moths?
I don't know. I never met a moth.
Well, I know a lot of people who do spoken word who would love to meet you.
Okay.
That's an NPR joke right there.
Flannel guys got
it. Exactly.
How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm happy and excited to be back. So Eric, what about you? How have you been? What are you up to?
Nothing.
Sounds good.
There's just not much going on.
Yeah.
I've been taking a class in small talk.
Oh, excellent. You've learned how to shrink it down even more.
It's good.
So, Julie, how are you doing?
I
Great to have you among us.
What was that?
It's great to have you among us.
Yes, it's great to be among all of you as well. Hopefully, I won't throw anyone out of a spaceship.
Yes.
What?
So I think I've actually seen
Among
more
Us
of Julia
reference,
during
game, space murder.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think I've seen more of Julie than I've seen of all of you during our break and our hiatus. just through the 4 times I've jumped on to play Among Us with y'all.
All good.
Mm-hmm. So let's go ahead. We'll talk to Randy, Chris, and Chris after we come back with our next question. So Steve, coming to you, would you like A or B?
What did I get last time? Because I didn't like
last
that.
time you took A.
Okay, let's go with B.
All right.
Let's see if I can
feel
do
it.
better.
This is a match.
Here we
one.
go. So today, Pokemon announced that tomorrow they're going to make a big announcement. It will then be followed, and this is real, by a Post Malone Pokemon themed concert. This all makes us think that Pikachu will be getting a blank.
Okay.
That's right. Tomorrow, Pokemon will be making a big announcement, followed by a Post Malone Pokemon themed concert. This leads many of us to think Pikachu is getting a blank.
Okay.
Steve, do you play video games?
Oh, I love video games. Yeah, of course. Big gamer.
Excellent. Which brings me to the segue of what's a Post Malone?
It's a great question.
Is it the Utah Jazz after 1998?
Right. What was Malone's nickname? The Mailman. Okay, so it was
the Mailman. Yeah.
I was thinking it was the Postman, which would have made a good good rap reference, but no, it's the Mailman. So
Wow.
I don't have an answer for you. But
Are Carl the Mailman Malone and Post Malone related? We'll figure that out later.
Revealed
So it looks
tonight
like
in this show.
And I had a cousin named UPS Malone.
Twice
The
removed
Postman
from FedEx
was that
Malone.
horrible Kevin Costner movie.
Oh.
Much
That was Deliverance, right?
Much maligned Kevin Costner.
What if Deliverance was about just a guy trying to deliver a package? Down the street. So Steve, Post Malone concert is following a big Pokemon announcement. This leads us to believe that Pikachu is getting a blank. What's your guess?
First of all, it's got to be a Poke Malone event, but my answer is he'll be getting a face tattoo.
A face tattoo. All right, let's go ahead. Let's start with Amy and Jaja. So what did you write down for this?
You wrote down partner.
Aww. That's sweet.
That's good. I like that.
That's nice.
So if Post Malone is a rap nickname, Jaja, what would your rap nickname be?
Yellow Z.
Makes sense.
Sounds like a street drug.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me some of that yellow Z.
Coming soon to New Jersey.
Yeah.
Eric.
Order it with the garden.
Down?
It's part of the garden.
I think what Pokemon is going to get is a surname.
It's a Pikachu with a lesson. I'm Pikachu Fitzgibbons.
Pikachu Malone.
My sources say. It's going to be
all right. Julie, what'd you put down?
Face tattoo.
Hey!
Yeah.
That is one
We
save
did it.
to Steve.
We did
tying
it.
it up.
Woohoo!
Randy, what'd you write down?
I don't know anything about Post Malone, but I said record deal.
Okay. All right. Mr. Pearson, what'd you write down?
Steve, buddy, I failed you last time with my Crystal Pepsi math, but this time we got a face tattoo.
Thanks, Chris.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
I'm sorry, Chris, what did you put down? I got a little bit of a lag issue on my end on that side. So what is it you put down, Mr. Pearson?
Face tattoo. It was the same. We're all very excited about it.
Excellent. I'm glad. So that's 2 points to Steve. Are you messing with me? Because I couldn't hear anything. I'll find out in the playback.
Matt, tell your roommates to stop streaming Netflix.
Unfortunately, I was honest. Now, I after I wrote my answer, I Googled, and I would have put face tattoo. But instead, I was very honest, and I put another reference I don't know.
Oh, Chris, you come out of your hobbit hole and you'll find out there's more to nerd culture than J.R.R. Tolkien. There's also J.R.R. Martin, which is a person that I think exists when I'm half asleep. So, Steve, you're in the lead currently with 2 sames. We're going over to Gigi. You can same with any of the remaining 5 except for Chris Pearson because you samed with him the last time. Okay. And are you ready for yours?
Yeah.
All right. Frasier is coming back to CBS's new streaming service, Paramount Plus. Cheers fans are also excited about the new spinoff featuring blank.
Can you read that again?
There's a Frasier was being rebooted on Paramount Plus. Cheers fans are also excited for the new spinoff called Blank.
Cheers fans.
Mm-hmm. See, Chris Crotty doesn't understand Coca-Cola references, marijuana references, or Pokemon references.
I clearly got the marijuana reference correct.
Oh, okay.
What are you gonna do, B? I mean,
yeah, that's true.
I'm sorry. Can you read the end of the question one more time?
Yes, everyone is excited for the next year's spinoff called Blank.
Okay.
Cheers spinoff.
Mm-hmm.
Making sure I hear this. We'll see how this goes.
You know, Cheers takes place in the Tommy Westphall universe. Yeah, there was a crossover episode with St. Elsewhere.
What?
Be sure to tune into my new podcast that doesn't exist, St. Else Here. where I discuss shows that all take place inside of snow globes. All right, it looks like the panelists are set. Gigi, what did you have? What did you say? The new Cheers spinoff is called blank.
Woody's.
Woody's.
Oh, that's good. Yes.
That's good. Yes.
Yes.
All right,
Nice
let's
that
go ahead and
Woody
let's
remembered
start
that.
with Amy and Jaja this time around.
Norm.
Oh yeah, Norm.
Norm.
And that would be the opening music. Just everybody yelling, Norm.
That was a great one. Dang.
I like yours too.
Eric.
What is funny?
This would be a very different show, but I would watch it. Lilith.
Oh, that makes sense. Frasier. Yeah.
Julie.
Yes. Took this in a different direction. I said, L'chaim.
Nice.
Yes.
Okay. I'm
Takes
done.
place in a Hebrewery.
Yes.
Nice.
Chris Crotty, what'd you put down?
Well, you know, I almost put Woody, but I decided to go even further back, and I said,
Oh.
The Walking Coaches. Too soon?
Oh.
Not right.
He's gonna make a cameo in Zack Snyder's new film.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great. Chris Pearson, what'd you write down?
Well, we're not supposed to same, so I didn't write anything down this time around. But Woody's is a great answer.
Perfect.
Oh, I
Keeping me
had to wrote
honest.
something down. I would have written down Kirstie Alley Scientology rant. That's what I would have written down.
Works
what
for
was
me.
the short waitress, the one that was feisty?
Carla.
Carla. I remember.
And there was already a Torricelli spinoff where her ex-husband and his new wife moved to Las Vegas. It's a thing. Anyways, Randy, what did you put down?
If I had thought about it sooner, other than like 10 seconds ago, I would have said Sam Post Malone's. Because Sam Malone was a character on Cheers.
I got you.
Never seen it.
Tell me more.
I did pull a Randy. It's been a while. I almost wrote Woody's, and then I changed it for some reason to Beers.
Years.
Yeah.
I forgot
So
what pulling a Randy was.
I got
What
two
is-
almost.
Two almost. An almost is a Randy. So Gigi, you did not win game one, but game one goes to you, Steve. Congratulations. Now let's go ahead and talk about your let's talk about your charity you're playing for today. It's the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. Tell us about it and why is it important to you?
It's extremely important to me because I was actually diagnosed with ulcerative colitis in 2014. So you suddenly become very aware of the charities that help keep people like yourself doing well. So it's something I've been supporting for many years, and every fundraiser I do and every event I do raising money. I also have several friends with Crohn's, so it's a very tight-knit community. And the charity themselves, they're really awesome. I've done events with them and for them, and they're really great people, and they do amazing stuff. So great charity.
Excellent. I'm glad to hear. Especially because as performers, when performers are diagnosed, it's just being able to give back.
Yes.
What you have.
Yes.
Awesome. So Gigi, you're playing for the ACLU. Tell us about tell us more about the ACLU and why it's important to you.
Generally, just because they've done great work over the decades. Really want to keep making sure someone is fighting for everybody's rights and nobody's getting discriminated against because of their own deals. And just I think they do important work.
And that brings us to a new mini game called Charity Fight. One of the two of you are gonna no. But thank you.
Okay then.
But no, both of those are great foundations. After the show, you'll be able to find links to both of those charities. If you yourself want to donate in the future, in the comments, be sure to check that out. And we are now going into game 2. Steve, since you won game 1, you get to choose to either go first or second in this game.
I'll go first.
You'll go first. Would
Yeah.
you like question A or question B?
What do you think, Chris?
Let's go A.
Let's go A. All right. Here we go.
All right. Dumb Donald was so dumb.
Oh no! How
How dumb was he?
How was he?
He would always only use his chaise lounge after he blanked. Dumb Donald was so dumb, he would only use his chaise lounge after he blanked. I called it a chase lounge earlier when I was proofing these questions with my wife, and she laughed at me and told me I'm sleeping on the chase lounge.
One more time. One more time. Read it.
Dumb Donald was so dumb, he thought a chaise lounge could only be used after he blanked. All right.
For Krista, that was great. Shays.
It's a chaise lounge. How do you say it, Steve? Do you say chaise or chase?
That's one of those tough things. Like,
chase.
Are you supposed to pronounce it the way it's actually pronounced, or the way that people will actually understand what you mean? There's a lot of words like that. I'm like, I don't know which one to do. Like Euro, I always say Euro, but nobody has any idea what it is I want. So there's certain words where you have to kind of compromise in the middle.
Yeah, there's good words on both sides.
Thank you for saying it. I didn't want to say it. I think it's a chase. Yeah, chase. See what it is. I don't know.
Chase.
So Steve, Dumb Donald was so dumb.
How dumb was he?
How dumb
How dumb was he?
How dumb was he?
He thought a chaise lounge could only be used after he blanked. What'd you say, Steve?
This one was tough. I'm just gonna kind of go with a similar word. It's like after he shaved. That's the best thing I can come up with. It's like a post-shave relaxation area for Dumb Donald.
Post-shave relaxation area.
I'm picturing he's shaved his legs for some reason because he's sticking them out on the chaise lounge. So, that's just what I'm picturing.
I'm not questioning your imagery. It's also post-shave relaxation area is the name of my long-form improv group.
Dude.
So, but let's start with
It's so good.
Let's start with Chris Pearson. Chris Pearson, what'd you put down this time?
Go with question B. Sorry.
Thank you, Chris.
I didn't. Yeah. So, he was so dumb. I heard like the word lounge, so I said after he drank.
Okay.
The lounge. I don't know. I don't know what a chaise lounge is. I'm not fancy.
Chris crying.
Well, I almost put shave because then I thought that's too obvious. So I went the other way. And I said, every time he mispronounced a word with French etymology.
Oh, if I had a nickel for every time like that, I'd have $1. Randy, what did you put down?
Yeah, I didn't really have a good answer, but and I spelled it kind of weird, but after he sass-shazed.
Randy, I love you.
That's good.
Julie, what did you put down?
I matched Randy.
Oh,
Shays.
Shays. Wow.
So right now, Julie's got 2 points for the whole game. Amy and Sasha, what'd you put down?
After Dumb Donald ate cheese. His cheese lounge.
Do you think chaise is the past tense of cheese?
Yes.
I do now.
Fair enough.
It is now.
The verb to cheese. Eric, what'd you put down?
After he watched the Mets.
Yeah. That was gonna be my other one, but
I don't get that reference. I don't follow New York baseball. Is there something I should know?
They play at Shea Stadium.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Is that
where I got it. That was a good answer.
Thank you.
Can I say what my answer would have been?
Yes, Gigi, of course.
After the Roadrunner defeated him.
Oh. Mine would have been after tracking down a white Ford Bronco. The Chase Lounge.
Woo!
So nobody
All right.
matched with Steve, but Randy and Julie matched. And that happens, giving each other the Wi-Fi over Zoom. Wi-Fi. Gigi, you are going to be getting question B. So this is one I'm excited about. From the makers of Top Chef comes a new show about ceramics called Top Blank. Do you watch those? Do you watch any of those Bravo reality competition shows, Gigi?
Yeah, there's actually like the Great British Throwdown, and it's about ceramics and pottery. It's just like the Bake Off. They have weekly challenges, and
You read it one more time, Matt.
Well, I can't anymore.
Are we getting a new question?
Oh,
No,
I'm sorry.
I ripped up. It was a blank piece of paper I ripped up for the bit because I don't care about trees. From the makers of Top Chef comes a new show about ceramics called Top Blank. All
Oh my.
right.
Top China.
That works. So we're going to be coming into you now to get your answer, Gigi. Is your answer Top China?
You still have a chance.
So
can we start over?
Get your answer out before we finish
the
the
whole game over. It's the same game again.
I did it.
All right, so they have their answers, Gigi. What? So yours is Top Blank.
Can I change it or should I not change it?
Sure, do your thing. This is your final answer right here, right now.
All right. Top Stoneware.
Top Stoneware. All right, let's start with Eric. Eric, did you get Top Stoneware for the new ceramics competition show?
You got to keep ceramics away from the little hands. You put them on the top shelf.
Oh, Julie.
I said Top Potter.
Mm-hmm. Top Potter is also the
Wanna change-
theme
you
of
can
my
change your answer.
favorite fan fiction.
Yeah, can I change it now?
Randy, what'd you put down?
I almost said Top Shelf, but I said Top Clay.
Top Clay. That's the title of my American Idol Season 2 fan fiction. Shasha, what did you put
Good
down?
reference.
Oh, hi.
Hi, hey,
Top
Shasha.
Shelf.
Top Shelf.
Oh.
All right, Chris, see if we got a chance here for a same.
I went with Top Ghost Reenactment.
Yep.
I love that.
I like that
I
one,
almost wrote Swayze. Almost.
Top Swayze. All right, so no sames anywhere around except for Top Kiln. Oh, Chris P, I went to you for the wrong one last time and I missed you this time.
It's all good. That's what I wrote. It's not the same. Sorry, Gigi.
Okay. But we did get a same between Eric and Jaja.
It's always the same someplace.
So Gigi, would you like question A or B for this round?
I'm gonna go with B.
Question B. All right, so think about that question while we talk to the rest of our panels. Randy, how are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Yeah, was it your 12th, 13th, 14th episode of your podcast? Just got
13th episode, and actually, my guest was none other than one of our contestants, Mr. Steve Corning.
Wow, talk about product integration.
So,
He's so
if you
good.
want to learn /stalk Steve a little bit more, download the latest episode of my podcast called We All Have a Story.
And he also lives at 9113 Ocean Street in Norway, Maine. So go
Nailed
ahead
it.
and
Yeah, send me nice
Norway.
things.
Yeah.
Mr. Pearson, how are you, sir?
I'm fantastic. It's great to be back.
Yeah, it's good to be back too. Hey, you hosted 8 out of the 10 episodes last season.
I did,
Yeah,
which I had a great time doing, but I'm excited to be on the panel too.
Yeah, I know. So how what's the flip like? What's one pro and one con of being a host and not being a host?
Less talking on this end of things. So, like my mouth is like less dry, so that's good. But of course it is very fun to interact with everyone throughout the entire hour of the show. It's always a delight. But both are so fun, and one of these days I'll become a contestant too. I want to do it all.
Hit for the cycle.
Yeah, exactly.
Chris Crotty, how have you been? You just got power back 4 days ago.
No, it's been a week now with power back. So
it's been a business week.
Yeah, well, it's good. It's good we had power back. So 5 days was long enough.
So what did you do to hunker down, and how did you survive it in West Lynn, Oregon?
It was the problem was we couldn't leave either. We were stuck for 4 of those 5 days because there's just too much ice. It was just nasty because we don't have a gas stove, so we had no heat, no power. It was just huddle up and try to stay warm, and just was not fun. Yeah.
Well, we're glad to have you here. So
yeah,
you have some fun now.
Yeah, well, we got on Sunday we got our second dog, so we're excited about that.
Its name is Biscuit, right?
Yeah, she was Tootsie Roll, but we renamed her Biscuit because they called her Toots, and we're like, she's not a 1940s gangster moll, she's a dog. Yeah, so I would hold her up, but she's sleeping in her bed. So,
well, please post a picture of her in the comments so we can see it. Oh, and there's a Frenchie. I love me a Frenchie.
And if you'd like to learn more about Chris Crotty, check out episode 7 of my podcast.
Nice.
We all
Look
have
at
a
this
story.
Yeah.
Has everyone been on this podcast but me? I guess I got to do something worthwhile.
Coming up next week, Chris Pearson. No, sorry, Chris.
Damn it.
Can't wait.
All right. So here we go. Gigi, you said you wanted question A or question B for round 2?
B, please.
B. Mike Lindell said, I like my women like I like my pillow. Blank.
No,
Mike Lindell said, I like my women like I like my pillow.
Is that the My Pillow guy?
Yes.
Okay.
That's the reason I wrote the joke. It's just because I like my women like I like my pillow. Blank. So I always like to ask this question because I have broad shoulders. I'm a side sleeper. So I use like 2 or 3 pillows each night. How many pillows do you use, Gigi?
Actually, I was doing about the same thing because I'd have a couple under my chest area so I could have a place for my arm, and then my head had to have lots of pillows.
Okay. Steve, what about you? How many pillows do you use?
I'm a single pillow kind of guy. Yeah, for sure.
So none of your pillows are married.
Hey, not yet.
Because it's not legal in Maine. No pillow marriage.
Can't have that happening.
So,
what'll be next? Toasters?
I use 2 pillows.
Annie uses 2 pillows.
Oh.
Jaja sleeps in the... That's some Jaja.
Sorry about that.
It's okay. We know who the real star is here, Jaja. All right. So looks like everybody's got their stuff lined up. Gigi, Mike Lindell said, I like my women like I like my pillow. Blank.
It's going to sound funny, but I've actually had one of those pillows.
Mm-hmm.
I like them heavy.
You like them heavy.
Those guys are really heavy.
Wow.
All right. So let's go ahead and let's start with Chris P this time because I missed him last time. Chris, What did you put down?
I mean, I think I've seen an ad for him. So I wrote he likes his pillows and his women white.
Oh.
Yep.
Probably a weird question.
They're not questions, they're prompts.
This is a weird prompt.
I don't like this prompt.
Yeah.
Well, if you want to file your complaints, you could go ahead and send all that information to our PayPal account. So, Randy, what did you put down?
I racked my brain to come up with something clever, and I couldn't, so I just said soft, so I'd have something on paper.
The absolute opposite of heavy.
Yeah, they're weirdly squishy and heavy.
Mm.
And purple, by the way.
That's how I've described sometimes. Julie, what did you put down?
I said foamy. I didn't know to put. Take into throwing my cards like Chris.
You just take it.
Screw this.
Yeah, fancy town. Eric, what'd you put down?
30 seconds on TV.
That's a good answer.
That's a good answer. Amy and Shasha, what about you?
Quiet.
Wow.
Yeah.
Finally, Chris Cry, what did you put down?
Okay, well, I did know this reference, so I put something very fitting, I think. Intolerant.
Okay, so we had white, intolerant, soft, quiet, 30 seconds on TV.
And foamy.
I apologize. None of those are matches, but they all describe my new pet raccoon.
Foamy.
So,
I'd put that back if I were
Your
you.
raccoon is white?
Albino.
Albino, yeah.
Albino, right?
Gotta protect the foamy.
Well, it wasn't, and then I just got a can of spray paint and went to town.
Could have said face tattoos.
So, Steve, all you have to do is get one same.
Good luck.
Just gotta get one same. So here we go. This is actually something that I realized recently, and so I looked up information about it. A petition online has been made to change the green Skittle from apple back to lime. The yellow Skittle is doing the same, changing from lemon back to blank. The second part was the joke of the prompt. But yeah, there is an online petition right now to turn the green apple Skittle back to lime, which is what it was up until 2016, I guess.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
And then the yellow to what?
So the joke is the yellow Skittle is doing the same, changing from lemon back to blank. So the green Skittle no longer wants to be apple, wants to be lime. Yellow Skittle doesn't want to be lemon and now wants to be blank. Call me Prima because that was a walkthrough on the joke.
So how do jokes work? Do you mind breaking down for me like how to deliver a joke?
Now you see, Prima was a brand of video game walkthrough guides from the late 90s.
I do remember those actually, yeah. Walkthroughs don't exist anymore now that we have the internet on our phones.
Game FAQ and
Internet, eh?
YouTube's. Yes, Julie, have you heard of the internet?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah. All right, so Steve, it looks like everybody's ready to go.
Oh,
and Steve, what did you put down? Yellow Skittle is changing from lemon to
Well,
blank.
you know, I went for the obvious joke, but made it family friendly. Yellow snow, of course.
Yellow snow. Yellow snow. All right. Julie, tell me more about how you almost yellow snowed.
almost, but then I was like, other yellow fruits like bananas. I almost wrote that word, almost, but I didn't.
The word.
Jaja, you are also yellow, and I know for a fact you are not lemon flavored. You're mango flavored. What'd you put?
Butter.
Oh, I like that even better.
Butter.
Even butter.
Skittle.
Butter.
Skittle butter. Skittles butter.
Great.
Well, that's your YouTube challenge. Post your images with hashtag Skittles butter. I'm trying to do this new influencer thing. Yeah.
Skittle butter.
All right, Eric, did you write Yellow Snow?
Well, I figured they were trying to keep the net apple content the same.
Nice, double apple.
Oh God.
It's a federal mandate or something.
Yeah.
has to be at least one chewy gelatinous apple flavor. Chris, what should you put down?
Which one? Me?
Sorry, I'm looking at Chris Crotty.
Okay.
I realize you can't see if I'm
we
looking
can't
at
see
it.
that. All right. Well, I thought tonight it's been hard for me to actually think of answers. I'm like, oh, finally an easy question. So I put banana.
Hooray!
Always the same.
Mr. Pearson, what did you put down?
Yellow Snow is a fantastic answer and much more clever than what I had. I was thinking because of those artificial flavors, I would just go back are from a factory. So I said yellow Axofeterol 4.
Oh.
Yellow number 4.
So close.
So close. Really close.
Number 2 and 3 weren't very good, but Axofeterol 4 was the worst.
If you put Axofeterol number 1, I would have given it to you. Axofeterol number 2 is different.
It is.
Randy, what did you put down?
Steve, if you had said banana, you would have walked away with this game.
I would have swept the game.
No themes. So now this means we have to go to our final tiebreaker round. This is just a quick fill in the blank. Steve, going into this, you do have more points than Gigi because you got 2 points in the first game. Gigi got 1, 0 points, except to Eric and Julie in the second game. So I'm gonna have you, Steve. Would you like to go first or second?
I'll go first.
All right. Would you like prompt A or prompt B?
Let's go B.
Prompt B. So here we go, everybody. Good old Skittle butter. Yellow Snow. No. Something uses stop and the name of blank. So panelists, fill in the blank there. Just stop and the name of blank. These are quicker because they're tiebreakers.
Okay.
Speaking of tiebreakers, that brings us to our first sponsor of the evening, scissors. If you want to cut off a tie, scissors.
Okay.
That was compelling.
Thank you. I won a daytime Emmy for it. Go ahead. It looks like everybody's got themselves written down here. Steve, fill in the blank. Stop in the name of blank.
Oh, I have nothing. I'm gonna go with glove.
Stop in the name of glove.
You trying to lose?
Stop in the name of glove. Let's go ahead to Skittle butter.
I'm hoping someone.
What is happening?
Love.
Steve?
Oh.
Stop in the name of love. So it's post Malone after he loses the G status. It's just love. Eric, what did you put down?
I am the law.
Law. Julie.
Love. I should have done it like this and be like, oh, it says glove. But it
I overthought this, apparently. I thought it had to be something funny. I'm so sorry, everyone.
You thought this was funny so far? We're running a serious tight ship here. Just like the Love Boat. Randy, what did you put down?
Well, I had love at first, and I'm like, oh, Steve would know that song.
So I do.
So I said the law.
You said you do know the name song "Stop in the Name of Love," but you still said glove.
I was trying to do a play on words. How many words rhyme with love? Mauve? I mean, there aren't many, really. Glove is like the most common.
Gigi, you have a chance.
You got this.
It doesn't always have to be a pun.
Yes.
Can Can I get away with this?
Yeah.
My G with my water bottle.
We're going to talk to the judges. We'll get back to you in a second.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Chris Crotty, what did you put down?
Well, sadly, Mary Wilson, one of the founders, just passed away from the Supremes. So that was on my mind, and I said love.
Aww. How often is Mary Wilson on your mind?
Well, actually, a lot. She was the main client and like best friend of my client. So, so a lot. Yeah.
That was your grand client.
Yeah.
Oh.
She did a lot of good stuff. She did a lot of good stuff for people. So.
Awesome.
Went for a bit there and swing and a miss.
Sorry.
Gigi, you have a chance.
Gigi, you just have to match one.
Just go for the most obvious thing, Gigi. I've learned my lesson here.
I actually thought
I thought we were trying to be clever, but no, just go for the thing. All right, just hit it out of the park.
Go for the thing.
Yours is blank Crotty. No, yours is...
Wait, I know this one.
Oh, no. So Gigi, yours is blank and eggs.
Oh.
Blank and eggs.
Can we just all hold up our cards at the same time?
Sure, let's do it that way. Once everybody's got theirs done, we'll do it that way. Oh, I
And we get our answer from
jingle
Gigi.
music. Yeah.
After we get our answer from Gigi.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, do you want my
Gigi, it
answer
looks
now?
like everybody is about done.
I can show you my card.
And Gigi, what did you say? Blank and eggs.
Bacon and eggs.
Are you sure you don't want to go for bacon?
Give it a shot. Give it a shot. You never know.
I'm gonna keep it simple and just go with bacon.
All right. So bacon and eggs. Let's start with Skittle butter.
Bacon!
Gigi wins.
It's bacon.
Bacon.
Ham.
Ooh,
ham and eggs.
Right.
Spam.
Bacon.
Horse products.
Thank you.
Bacon.
That's what I
All
would
right.
say.
Well, thank you so much. That's going to be half the funds we raised tonight going to the ACLU. Please definitely also donate to the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. Steve, if there's a specific link you would like them to donate through, let us know it.
Sure, yeah.
Love to have it. And thank you so much for taking some time out of your day to be part of this. We'll be back next week. New panelists, new guests, maybe a new host. The questions are going to be the same, though. So let's go ahead and thank once again our panelists tonight, Amy and Skittle Butter herself, Jaja. Thank you so much. Eric Darrell Worthley, Julie Sinkoff, Randy Hunt, Chris Pearson.
Bye, everyone.
Chris Crotty. Our second place finisher tonight, Steve Corning.
Oh, I love you all.
I love you too. And our winner tonight, Gigi Lascaretz. Excellent. I'm Matt Russell. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone. We'll see you next week.
Bye.